Welcome to everybody. Let me get my presentation out of here. All right. So here, when you sign up for a Canva account, it's canva.com. You can create a free account. I have a paid account because it gives me more access to more photos, more videos, and actually some more features that other people may not get with a free account. So I don't always know what you guys have access to and what you don't. I know they've invited me to be a beta tester on their new video editing program. So I'm going to get to try that out, and maybe I can demonstrate that too at another time. So I think the biggest thing is that when you put in, you go up here where it says create a design and you put in the word brochure or booklet, you're going to get all the choices in here. And you can see how it's folded. So this is a trifold standard 8.5 by 11 brochure. This one is the larger 11 by 17. This is a bifold brochure, 11 by 8.5. You can see it gives you the sizes there. And this is a Z fold, which these look like Z folds too, so they don't have to be, I guess you could fold them in on top of each other. And the Z fold is the one where it folds one way and the center, and then the back folds in. But you can see they have all different kinds of brochures. So if we put in the word booklet here, or book, you can see that there's a booklet, a book cover, a photo book, a thriller book cover. We don't want that. Well, some houses might need the thriller book cover. Depends on the condition of the home, I guess. But you can do all kinds of things. And whatever you pick, it's going to give you some templates. So let me go ahead and show you what I've got started over here. So this is the 8.5 by 11 trifold. And up here under templates, it's going to give you a whole bunch of templates that you can use. And some of them are categorized. Some of them aren't, or it gives you the whole list outside of the category. It says all results right here. So pick one that looks like it has plenty of photo opportunities. And if you hover over it, you can see this was one of 2 pages. You can always add additional photos. So if it gives you the look on the front cover like you want, go ahead and select it, because we're going to modify these anyway. And this one looks like it's got a lot of text on the inside. This might be a good one. This is actually a real estate one that's all set up. So when you pick one, you're going to select it. And then on the front page, or you can see how the fold marks, it's going to fold here and it's going to fold here. Okay, so let's go ahead and pick the first one here. And you can see the color palette that it has in here. Now, if you don't like that brown, all you do is click on the brown and you're going to change the color. Let's just change it to gold. And you can also put in things like elements for, like, you can go to elements and add icons. Let's go add a leaf, for example. Let's go to add that one. And I can change the color of it to white if I want to. And I can drag it down. If I put it there, it's partly going to show on that page and it's going to show on this page, which will be the back side, very back side. Or I can also spin it. And put it just on the very back if I want to. And if I like that leaf and I want to use it as a theme, I can duplicate it up here. And then let's spin it around. And put it on the back. And if it's covering something up, you may have to say backward. And now I can go to there and put, says your logo. So let's just delete that. And now I can upload the photos of my my listing. I happen to have some right here, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. And let's see, I'll use Gabrielle's logo since it's right here. You don't have to wait for me to upload things. And you can put your logo anywhere you want. Oops, let's go down here. We want it on the front page for sure. And all you do is click these and you can change the name or whatever it says, the text. Now I actually keep a Word doc, so it has you can do this yourself. You have all your information that you normally want on stuff, and you just copy it. And when you get into here, you just, paste as plain text. So you're not having to retype that stuff every time you want it. And let me just get rid of that. And if it's taking up too much room, a lot of times it's going to be around 1.4 on the line spacing. So you can always bring it up a little bit and get rid of that. Let's get rid of that little house. And now let's duplicate her logo. There we go. Stick it right in there. And now you can go ahead and just put in all the text that you want. Like if you already have your copy written for your home, you can put it in here. Or this would probably be the inside. Yeah, that's a good place for it. So again, you may have to edit your copy if it's too much. We can also bring that line spacing down to a readable format. And I like to use the Cap and Regular print because I think it's one of the easier ones to read. And if you can't see it, you can zoom in here. Here's your zoom bar. So if you want to see the whole page, you can zoom out. If you need to zoom in to see what you're doing, you can zoom in. So you can see how easy these are to edit, and they give you some really nice templates. So now you're looking at the inside of the brochure as it lays out flat. And if you don't want this kind of photo, all you're going to do is create, let's duplicate that one. And duplicate it again, so you can get at least 3 photos in here. We're going to have to send that backwards because we want that gold bar to appear. And they're not spaced very nicely, so let's go ahead and position them. You have to hold down your shift key and select all 3 of them. And let's pull these down a little bit so they're all on the page. And then you can position it vertically so they're spaced correctly. It does all the work for you. Now I want to change these photos. So let me go ahead and grab, let's grab a living room, maybe a kitchen, and perhaps a bedroom. And I actually happen to have the floor plan of this one too. So I'm going to go ahead and just click that to put, and then resize it so it can go on the page wherever I want it. And now I'm going to go ahead and edit my text. So let me go show you another one that I've started. So this one I mocked up using Stacy Garland's information. You can see this is just one that folds over. It's 8.5 by 11 and it folds in half. And you could have this printed on really nice glossy paper and they turn out really good. Now, the way I got these is I just went to the elements and searched on, there's the house, and there's the cars, that's 3-car garage. And then I just added a text element to put in the numbers and then duplicate them so they're all the same size and I can easily get them arranged on the page. And then again, I used my Word doc. Here's a good place on the back side to put your website because you want to draw attention to your website. And on the back side, I also put, again, her logo and the address. And then on the inside of it, if you notice, anytime you want to add a page, you're just going to say add page and then go back to your template. And you can say what page you want. Okay, so this one happens to be what I started with here. I'm going to go ahead and delete that now that you saw what it looked like. And on all these color spots, if you want to change the color, you can change the color to, try to use the same colors that is in your logo or that will complement your logo. And again, I just added all this information. I like the cabin regular. And then the contact me information is down here. Don't forget to put your brokerage and the compliance. Each office is independently owned and operated to below it. And these were already here. So I just loaded in the images I had of the property that I'm going to sell. And again, I had the floor plan, so I added that. I picked a nice one. This is the inside of the brochure. So this is the front cover over here, and this is the back cover, and this is the inside. And you can see it folds right on the center, okay? So that's what that one looks like. That is, this bifold brochure. Here's another one that I picked up that I thought looked nice, gave a lot of information, and you can even throw some images over. So if I go back to my photographs here, go to my uploads. All you do if you want to add a photo is just click on it. If you want to make sure they're all the same size, take the one that you already have and duplicate it. And duplicate it again. Now I can add the different photos that I have just by dragging and dropping them. All right, and let's put them up. So now I'm going to just grab each of these using my shift and click key. And I'm going to go ahead and vertically arrange those. And if I want to change this color again, click on the box and I can change the color however I want. And again, you want to use something that's complementary to your logo. And then you can also, if these are grouped, it's going to say group here. If you click on it, like if I want to group this so I can move it all together, I'm going to hold the shift key and click on each box. I'm going to say group. And now I can group all those together and move them as one. If I don't want them, or I click on a template and it looks like there's a lot, you might want to ungroup it so you can actually go ahead and move these up. And again, headlines like this and the short boxes might be a good way to talk about special features like brand new flooring, or brand new paint, or upgraded kitchen, and what the appliances are all about. And then you can still add more photos, but you can make these, and then you can always put in a little bit about who you are as the realtor. This happened to be a wedding template, so that's why it has the word wedding in here. And you can use any kind of template that appeals to you. You can see I clicked on this to get rid of that camera, and it all came together. So I'm going to ungroup it before I do that. And then I clicked on the camera and I just got rid of that. And then if you want to add your logo, you can always go back here and grab your logo. Here's John's. Let's go ahead and put John's back here. And it's going to tell you when it's centered on the page. And if you aren't sure, you can just say center. Well, that centers it on the whole page. So use the lines when you're doing trifolds, because it's going to show you what is centered. So that's that. Any questions on the brochures? What do you guys think of that? Looks pretty easy, right? So let's go to the booklets now. That's another brochure template that's actually a real estate one. So this is a booklet. This is the 8.5 by 11 booklet. And if I go back to my template, this is the one that I have. Now you can see that it gives you, I think it's 8 different pages that you can pick from as a template. So every time I want to add a page, I just tell it which template I want on that page. You can also move these up and down. So if I want this to be page 3, I can just click that, or I can click it down to be page 4. So you can just change it as much as you want to. And you can always rearrange these pictures. So if you don't like how this picture is showing up on there and you want more pictures, again, you can just add your graphics as you want, get rid of what you want. But this one is a really good template for talking about who you are as an agent. And you can have these printed and saddle stitched in the center, so they look like a really nice book. Here's how you add a page. You go to the end and you just say, I want that template on that page, but I want to insert that somewhere else. So the thing of it is that you have to remember is that if you take a booklet, they're always in sets of 4. So 8, 12, 16, 20. And you can download these as printable PDFs. Now, the other thing that you can do is actually have them print these for you. Let's see if I go ahead and add enough pages. The only thing is that I don't think that they will, well, let's trash that one. And let's trash this extra one. So it's 8 pages. And I'm not sure that they will print less than 22 pages. And when Canva prints it themselves, they actually will print it with the inside cover blank. So let's go over here to a booklet, a book. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's go to a photo book. And let's pick a template. And let's see what size this one happens to be. It's 8.5 by 11, and it's horizontal, so it's going to fold in the center. So down here is where you add the page on this template. And let's see, let's add this page, this page, this page. That's the same page. We're just going to add a couple more here. All right. And again, you can change all of these and you can add text. Anytime you want to add text, you're just going to go over here to add text. And then you can change the font and the size of the font. You can make it really large. You can turn it white. You can make it bold, underline, or italics, underline. You've got a full editor, and you can do justification, center, left, right, full justification. So let's go over here and say print photo book. So a lot of you may not know this, but even when you create a flyer in Canva, they offer printing services. And the printing is actually really good. The cost of printing for a full color double-sided flyer is actually very inexpensive, and you get them really fast, like within a week. So as soon as you get, if you're going to do a listing flyer and you're going to do it in Canva, you want to make sure that as soon as you get your photographs, you get your order in, because it's going to take about 7 days for you to get them in hand. I'm not sure how long it takes the booklets. I wouldn't do well, if I had a $3 million listing, I probably would do a booklet on my listing. But they want you to have at least 22 pages. They do a soft cover, gloss finish. And if you do, let's see, it's about 20 bucks a booklet for a 22 page. But let's say you don't necessarily want to do a 22 page one and you don't want to pay their price. So there's another one that is called Overnight Prints that I use a lot. And they only do 8.5 by 11 or 8.5 by 5.5 books. So if you go to their booklets, I'm going to pick 8.5 by 11 or 5.5 by 8.5. That's good. And I'm going to say upload my design. And again, if you save that in a printable PDF, it should work just perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and upload one of my books that I've already written in the past. Let me find one real quick here. I'm not sure if that one has the cover on it or not, but it's going to upload my file. And this one should be quite a few pages. So let's see what it looks like. I did this book in a past life. So while that's uploading, I'm going to go back over here and show you that when you download, you want to use the PDF print, crop marks and bleed. And you want to use crop marks and bleed because if you have, otherwise it's going to put a white line all the way around. So you want to make sure that you put crop marks and bleed, and then you're going to say download. And then if you're going to have overnight prints, print it. Oh, this one is missing the cover. Oh, no, it is. Here's how to sell your home on your own for FSBOs. So you can see it populated all of the pages that it should have. And I'm going to just say continue. First, let's preview it here. This was one I did for Julie Phillips. Here's the cover. Here's the inside cover and the table of contents. And then you definitely want to go check and make sure all your content is within the parameters. They give you the edges because when they saddle stitch these together and they cut them, you want to make sure everything's going to be in there that needs to be in there. You can see where the line is, where they're going to cut it. And these guys are super cheap, by the way. I always pick like the 100-pound gloss or the self cover, or you can use a card cover. 80-pound gloss, if it's what I usually do, actually, 80-pound gloss, and they turn out beautiful. And you can see for, if I get 100 of them, it's $215. So that's a huge difference in price. The other one, Canva, I think they were $20 a piece. So for 10 of them, it was $200. So it's a huge difference in price if you use this company, and you don't have to have as many pages. You can do as small as 8 pages or 12 pages. You don't have to have a gazillion pages. So that's, and you can kind of go through and make sure everything looks good. You can go back and edit. So going back to Canva, we talked about the brochures and the booklets. You guys have any questions about those? I mean, we're only halfway through the class and we're pretty much covered all the topics now, but I will show you if you want to use a flip book on your website, for example. And I'm going to say this: do not put your marketing listing booklet on your website, because they can already see that. You don't want to show up at a listing appointment with the same stuff that's on your website. They don't need you there if that's what you're going to do. You want to have nice, fresh data, information, content, pictures, you know, things that you can hand them that they can't just go to your website and see. I'm going to show you what a flipbook is. We switch screens over here. Unless anyone, do you guys have any questions on the brochures in Canva, how to use them? No? All right. You should be able to see my screen over here. Can you guys see my screen? No? Yes? Okay. So this happens to be 11.5 or 11 inch by 8.5 regular size paper. And this was a listing presentation I did a long time ago for Jason. This is a program called Issue. And this is what a flipbook looks like. There are, it's still loading, so you just can't see the page yet because it's still loading. You can embed these on your website, not necessarily from Issue, but from other companies like Simple Flipbook or something. I have one called Simple Booklet on Wix. You can embed those on your website. And if you wanted to put those into your single property listing instead of just like gallery of pictures, you can do that. But you would have to pay for this this widget to be installed on your website. It's, I think, $10, Diana, wasn't it $10 a month, something like that?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
This Simple Booklet, wasn't it $10 a month?
Yes, 10. Yeah.
Okay. So if you decide you want something like that on your website, just let me know and we'll help you get it done. But so there's lots of ways you can use booklets. You can use them on a web page, or you can have them printed. You can take them to listing appointments, buyer appointments. I encourage you to have some sort of nice brochure or short booklet, maybe 8 pages long, about who you are. So you can present a nice, you know, have a nice presentation and just kind of upscale your presentation and leave them with something nice looking. And even if, and always you can go, hey, would you like an extra one for a family friend or family member or a friend that you know of that would like to sell or buy in the near future? So there's lots of ways that you can use those, and you can get them printed fairly inexpensive. They don't do, the only thing with overnight prints is they don't do the odd sizes like 8 by 8 inch or 9 by 9 inch. So as long as you're looking for a standard, you know, based on the size of a piece of paper, if you're looking at 11 by 8.5, or if you're looking at half of that folded over, which is 8.5 by 5.5, then these guys can be a great resource for getting these things printed. And I am going to stop my recording.